What is up, guys? Thank you for joining me for another episode of Degenerate Watch. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at two police pursuits. One takes us to Los Angeles and the other one we're pursuing some bank robbers in Dallas, Texas. So we'll head over now to Los Angeles for our first chase. And this one kind of had me asking a few questions because I thought the police had a few opportunities to end this chase much sooner than it actually ended. But we'll have a look at the chase first, and then afterwards we'll quickly go over maybe a few things that could have been done differently. And as always, guys, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and make sure notifications are turned on so you always get notified when we drop a new video here. And if you enjoyed the video today, don't forget to drop a like because it really helps us out. Links to everything important are down below in the description. And now, with all that being said, let's hop into the video.
We do know CHP has got approval for the pit maneuver. And if you see him accelerate and get next to the vehicle, here it comes. Well, he was really thinking about it. He's thinking about cross traffic. He's thinking about the suspect increasing his speed. Here it goes. He's going to tap the end of that, back end of that truck. Probably looking at what's ahead. Want to make sure when he does it, very nice, but not quite enough to get the vehicle completely spin and then get another car wedged in front of him. Now, doing that and not getting it done the first time could make the suspect drive at a higher rate of speed. Trying it again, a little better, perfect. Nobody on the shoulder, another patrol car runs up towards the front of the vehicle, stops it from being able to continue on. And right now what you're going to do is have a standoff. Now, these things get dicey right here. They don't know if the suspect's armed. We're on San Vicente Boulevard at Highland Avenue. Suspect not getting out of the vehicle at this point. You can see two patrol cars in front of him, their doors open, their guns drawn. They're not certain exactly what they're dealing with here. All we know that the suspect was really wanted for was impeding traffic in the carpool lane in South LA, meaning driving well below the speed limit and slowing traffic. At this point, we'll see if the suspect does decide to give himself up, but right now that does not appear the case. He may have just thrown something out of the window. It's hard to say exactly what just happened there, but officers have a standoff now here on San Vicente Boulevard.
One thing that baffled me here was why the SUV that did the pit maneuver didn't close him off from the back.
You see the suspect reaching over now, grabbing that towel, that sheet, whatever that was. We can sort of see inside the cabin.
Even the guys in the helicopter can kind of not have a clear view of inside the cabin, so I understand there's the potential that he could be armed. But still, I think somebody should have took up a position from the back there. What do you guys think? And
these things get very touchy. He lit up a cigarette, seems to be content to just sit back and relax and see how this is going to play out. Authorities, the officers here, they just do not know if he could possibly have a weapon inside that vehicle, and that's why you're seeing the standoff. And it gets touchy if the suspect does do something like reach for a weapon or come out of that vehicle and point something at officers. That could be tough. Now, the suspect is trying to back up, and the other patrol car did not block him. A little interesting why they didn't take that opportunity to put a patrol car behind him and then just get out of that patrol car. So now it appears, even though we had this stopped, we're once again traveling on San Vicente Boulevard in pursuit mode. So it looked like we were going to have a standoff, and the suspect was able to back up, turn around, and continue on. Looks like to him the front right is wobbling a little bit. I sort of see that as well. And that could have happened when the vehicle slipped sideways when they did the pit maneuver. A lot of pressure on that tire and on that rim. It looks like they're going to do the pit maneuver again here. There you go, here it goes. And once again, not quite hard enough, but you do see that right front wheel. It does look a little off. And now it looks like they're going to wedge him in. So we're going to try and get to the other side here so that we can get a better look. But it looks like they've taken the opportunity now to wedge him in. And I don't believe he'll be able to continue on in this pursuit. You have to come around and get over here. Just make a left turn. You're clear right here. I need to go that way. I see him, but Jay told us the guy made a run for it. Oh, the vehicle overturned.
So it seems like the chopper crew were faffing about a bit and almost missed that, but you can see there where he gets clipped at the back and gets flipped over. And obviously, as I said before, the pursuit could have been ended sooner and this probably could have been avoided. But he definitely won't be driving away the second time.
So we lost him behind the tree there for a moment, and it looked like that doing that pit maneuver, it was enough to make the vehicle overturn. The suspect is still inside the vehicle. Now they're going to have to get him medical attention. I don't see an ambulance here quite yet. It looks like they're breaking the window open so they can at least see if he has a weapon and if they can get him out of the vehicle. So they have drug him out of the vehicle now on San Vicente Boulevard at Redondo Boulevard. They're trying to get the suspect into custody here. They'll try and get him face down. They'll get cuffs on him and take him into custody. Unclear if he was injured in the accident when that vehicle overturned, but you could tell sometimes it could be extremely difficult to try and get someone into custody, taking 4 officers there to pin him down and get his hands behind his back. You know, fortunately, no one was injured that we know of in this incident. They did the third pit maneuver, if you will. The second one was somewhat effective. The first one, not at all. The third one was effective in as much as it flipped the vehicle over. And the suspect now is in custody. So San Vicente is going to be shut down here at Redondo for some time, at least for westbound travel. Eastbound travel is going to be fine. It appears the suspect is okay right now. They're frisking him, make sure he doesn't have a weapon. Doesn't appear to be injured in that crash. He's standing up, and it looks like they're going to take him to a patrol car and take the suspect into custody here. And this is all over without incident.
Something I've said before when stuff like this happens is it's always these perpetrators when they flip cars over, they always walk away and there's not a mark on them. But if that was me or you, we'd definitely be messed up, you know, if we just accidentally lost control or something like that. And let's be honest here, it all seemed to be over something very minor, impeding traffic really. But for all we really know, the guy could have had warrants or something like that, so that's maybe why he was going to run. And what did you guys think about the way it was handled? I thought the police maybe could have thrown a car in behind him there at the first time they got him stopped, and maybe that would have resulted in the car not being flipped. And from other pit manoeuvres I've seen in other chases, I thought those ones were pretty weak, so I'd be interested to know what you guys thought about it, so let me know down below in the comments. So we're heading on over to Dallas, Texas for our next chase, and unfortunately the commentary for this chase will be provided by me, as there was no audio for this footage. And as eagle-eyed observers will have already noticed, the hood is actually over the windscreen here, so I'd say they're having fair difficulty seeing where they're going. And I've actually been in this situation myself before, and no, not running from the police after committing an armed robbery. I mean having the bonnet over the windscreen like that. It happened a good few years ago when I was a passenger in my friend's car, and it was quite frightening at the time when it came up over the window and you couldn't actually see a thing. But we were travelling at a far lower speed than this guy, and I wasn't in these sort of conditions either. Now in fairness, it was an older car and I think the bonnet latch just had enough and gave away, so that's how that ended up happening. So right now we're just going to skip slightly ahead and take a look at this moment where I think it was an ideal moment for a spike strip. And it's very hard to tell, but that patrol car that's parked at the intersection, the officer in front of that seems to be moving around a lot, and I don't know if he was attempting to deploy a spike strip, but maybe he didn't get there in time. And now a little further on we continue following our suspects on their Grand Theft Auto style escapade, and they must be up to a 3 or 4 star wanted level now, judging by the amount of units behind them. Just up ahead here, their plans for escape get slightly derailed as things take a bit of a turn. Yes, right on cue, like something out of the movies. A train just happens to be crossing at the time that the pursuit is rolling through, but unlike the movies, he's not going to rally through a wooden boxcar and leave the police in his dust on the other side. I don't think that car will come out too well against those engines. So we're heading back the way we came, and maybe if we had a few more extra seconds, an officer could have got on the other side with a spike strip or something like that. One point to note here is that fortunately for everybody involved here, is this incident here is the closest he probably came to actually running into some innocent civilian, and it's quite lucky actually when you consider they couldn't see properly out through the window. Another stupid move here when they get hemmed up behind some cars at an intersection and decide to go onto the wrong side of the road, and luckily there was nothing coming and people seem to be switched on here. Now I'm pretty sure it started to dawn on these guys that they're not going to outrun the police, so they've started heading to some residential streets here. And sometimes, as you've seen in previous chases, these guys head to places that they know or are familiar with, so sometimes they head to a residential area from maybe where they live or where a buddy lives or something like that, try ditch the car and then hide out in a safe house. But for all we know, they could be that dumb, they could be driving right to their front door. But either way, they're definitely looking for somewhere to ditch this vehicle and try and make a run for it. So our three boys are about to bail out and go running right now, and I can't see anybody with a bag of swagger in their hands. Now that lad dropped something there, but I think it's just probably a balaclava or something like that, and the driver seems to have given up in the front garden of the house while the car coasts into some parked cars, so hopefully there was no damage done there. So now, with only two perpetrators left outstanding, we take a run across some grassland with this lad giving it the gusto. But it's not going to really last too long for him as he runs out of steam and just collapses on the ground. So with two suspects down and one perp outstanding, we're going to see how the search for that guy is going on. And luckily we have the involvement of some bork nom noms over here, and hopefully they're hungry for some flesh and didn't get any kibble this morning. And in fairness, when you hear the police dogs barking and they're telling you there's a dog here, you just have to give up. You know, it's not worth that pain. I think I'd prefer the quick one shot to the leg to immobilise me than a dog mauling my leg until the handler arrives. So as you can see here, the SWAT guys move in their tactical gear, make sure there's nobody else in the car, and then they waste no time in moving down to make sure the whole area is secure. And you can see that their tactical gear blends in quite well with the grass there. You can almost barely see them if they were just standing still. So a job well done and an excellent result here for the Dallas PD, as all three suspects were apprehended, nobody was hurt, and if any money was stolen then it was hopefully returned to the bank. And obviously my heart bleeds for these guys, as their dreams of being on easy street for a while and not having to do anything and just live off that ill-gotten money seem to have been scuppered by the Dallas PD. So instead of counting their loot, they can count how many days are left on their sentence until they can be free men again. So well done to all involved here. I don't know what to call those guys. I know in Home Alone we've heard of the wet bandits. Maybe we can call those the bonnet bandits. But as I said already, a great result for everyone involved there. And even going back to our first clip, it was good in that first clip that nobody was hurt. But as I said, there was a few areas there where I thought the police could have maybe took action quicker to avoid that happening in the first place. So don't forget to let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and I'll try to get back to as many of you as I can. So I hope you guys enjoyed those two chases. Now I know they weren't the most exciting or action packed in terms of stuff happening in them, but I just thought they were a bit interesting and I thought it'd be good to take a look at them. We're going to be having our first live stream in a long time here on the channel in the next couple of days, and we're going to be taking a look at some clips of dumb criminals, and also I have another video coming in the next couple of days as well. So if you don't want to miss out on those and you want to stay up to date with what's happening on the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you always get notified when we drop a new video. You can also follow us over on social media to stay up to date, and links to all those are down below in the description. There's also a link down there if you like what we do and you'd like to help support the channel. So just before I go, I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody that's watching this on the premiere. Every time I come on, there's the same few familiar faces in the chat that always come on time and time again to show the support, and it's very much thoroughly appreciated, so thank you guys. And to everyone else who supports the channel and watches the videos, your support is very much thoroughly appreciated as well, and thank you very much. I'll be back again very soon with another video, but if you can't wait till then, why not check out one of the videos on screen now? Until then guys, stay safe, take care, peace.